Those people with emotional intelligence make more. Is that true? The people with emotional intelligence also get more promotions. So you want to do what you can to think about what areas that you can use emotional intelligence to grow your salary and to grow your life. You can have that life that you desire. You know what the first step is, everybody? Write it down. What's the word? Write it down. Write down that life that you want to have. How many of you are single? Raise your hand if you're single. Write down that soulmate. Write down that person that will drive you crazy if they buy you. That's going to be great and powerful for you. It works. Okay, everybody, I want to show you the components of EI. And then at the end, we're going to do a little fun activity. I'm going to tell you a little bit how you can get started to grow yours. Now, emotional intelligence, everybody, is broken down into 5 different areas. You have self-awareness. How aware are you of your emotions? Then you have your regulation, how you can regulate your emotions. Now, if you do these areas right, you'll be good at emotional intelligence. Now, is emotional intelligence something that was taught to us? Yes or no? No. We didn't go to school and say, okay, today we're going to learn about emotional intelligence. We had to learn it. You will see the other areas: motivation, empathy, and your social skills. Now, how many of you are very empathetic? Okay? Sensing other people's emotion, being with them on that level, and being connected with them with their heart. When you have a conflict situation at work and you're empathetic, that's emotional intelligence. When you're not empathetic in that situation, that can be drama, because people want to be listened to. Is that true? One of the worst things you could ever tell another person is, when you're fighting, calm down. That's one of the worst things that you can ever do, is say, calm down. So we have to make sure that we're doing what we can to regulate our emotion. Now, there's 3 words I want you to remove from your vocabulary. Please write these down. But, can't, and try. But, can't, and try. When you say but, it cancels everything before it. I meant to come to your event, but. What's the next word? Can't. Take the T off of can't, you can. And then the last word is? Try. There is no try. Either you do it or you don't. Yoda said that in Star Wars. So you want to do what you can all the times to stay using positive words. So if you do these components, you'll get the results. Now, emotional intelligence in the workplace. It can be developed. When you use your EI, and this is a quote from myself, you want to use your listening. Sometimes you can touch a person. Sometimes physically you can do it. Sometimes you can touch them mentally. And then you want to always make sure that you're using your eyes and your heart. Is using your eyes emotional intelligence? Yes. Because when you look at people in the eye, you're connecting with them at a deeper level. You're saying that you're safe and I understand. So when you're using your eyes and talking with someone, that's powerful emotional intelligence. And then, of course, using your heart. You have the ability to grow this. You have to do the work. The first thing you can do when you're having an emotional situation or reaction. Okay, for example, my daughter is crying. And I'm telling you what, as a new dad, that's one of my biggest challenges, how to get people to stop crying. I didn't know how to do it. Now, do people throw temper tantrums at work? Do babies have emotional control, yes or no? Are there bullies in the workplace? You bet. So bullies are going to attack sometimes. You have to have that rhino skin to be very tough, because they're going to come. Remember, no one can hurt you unless you give them the power. Babies are going to cry. That's just what they're going to do. And there's some babies that we work with. And we have to watch the emotional intelligence and not get bought into the negative that their crying can do. So emotional control for me, my daughter's crying, I have to stop. Everybody see stop? And then you have to analyze the situation. Okay, she's either hungry, tired, whatever, a parent, right? And figure out what the situation is. Analyze it. And then you determine what your best option is. So now you have a process. Now I'm going to teach you how to solve any problem with emotional intelligence. Here it is. What's the problem? Everybody write this down. What's the problem? What's the causes of the problem? And what are the possible solutions? What's the problem? What's the causes of the problem? And what? What are the possible solutions? Do you know you can solve any problem that exists with that model? It can take place, a problem. If you have that process, you can get through it. Now, I want you to start thinking about some of these questions, thinking about what you're saying to yourself. Are you overreacting with your emotion? You want to think that to yourself. What emotional impact do you want this to have? Somebody's yelling at me. I'm going to say, look, that's their issue. Let me problem solve. I'm going to let them express their emotion, and I'm going to do what it takes. Now, some people can smile and kind of fake. Okay. You're yelling at me. I'm good. Thanks. We got to be very careful with that type of emotion. There's a thing called neutral face. What's it called? So when someone's attacking you, you just relax your face. Don't show emotion. Here they come. Here they come. I'm ready. I'm ready. Because guess what? In a fight, somebody's got to lose. Is that correct? Yes. So remember, neutral face. Stay calm. Don't be about the emotion. Be about the logic. Be about the controlling the energy. That's emotional intelligence. Because sometimes as a manager, if I sense that there's some weakness, sometimes I might pounce. Right? Oh, you dropped the ball? Oh, yeah, you did drop it. What? Right? So you got to watch those attacks that will happen, right? Because some people like to attack. Some people don't even know any difference. That's how they were raised. Do you know 20% of the population has a problem with negativity? That's who they are. That's all they've ever known. And we have to do what we can to be at the level of not letting them attack us. Let's look at some more questions. What emotion are you experiencing? What can I do to break this emotional state? Am I misrepresenting the situation or misreading it? And am I controlling this emotion effectively? The law of emotion.